Hi, welcome to another Deggers fishing video. So one of my ambitions this season is to try and catch a barbel from the River Soar, and that's where I am today. Now I have fished the Soar a couple of times last season in the winter. I did a video actually fishing bread for chub, and I also did a couple of hours one night with some luncheon meat trying to catch a winter barbel, but without any success. So this is my first time down here this season. Now I suspect catching a barbel from the Soar is going to be quite difficult, and we could end up with part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 before I actually succeed, but we'll see. The weather conditions are mixed. It's quite wet, it's been raining quite a lot. It's actually August, but it's only 12 degrees, so not particularly warm, but I'm here, so I'm going to give it a go now. I'm not sure if the river's going to rise overnight because we've had quite a lot of rain today across the country, but we'll see. Hopefully it won't rise too much. I'm not bothered about it rising as such, it's the fact that it'll bring down loads of weed and debris, that's the issue. Right, I'll show you the swim. So this is where I'm going to fish. Now I have put my deeper through, and sort of over here by these trees we've got about 9 foot. And as it gets sort of in front of the peg, about here, it comes up to about 7.5. And then the other side it drops back down to about 10. So I've got a fair old depth here. That white foam is because there is a weir further up. There is quite away from here, but yeah, I think the foam's coming down from the weir. So I'm going to be sticking a piece of luncheon meat down here, and then over here I'm going to be sticking a 15mm boilie. That's going to be the plan. Now, as I said, I don't think, you know, barbel are certainly not prolific in the Soar, so I'm not going to be putting out a huge amount of bait. There are chub, so I'm sure we could get a chub or two, but yeah, I'm not going to be going mad spreading out loads of bait. I'm going to put PVA bags on, and then later on I might put a few boilies out by hand because I don't want to keep recasting in the dark. But yeah, I think we'll keep baiting to a fair minimum. So anyway, it's about 5:30, so I'm now going to get my first cast out, so I'll catch you in a bit. So this is the first cast. This one's got a fair old, well, not massive, but a chunk of luncheon meat, I think it's on a size 8, and a few bits in a PVA. It's a running 3/8 lead. I think it's £15 mainline, £12 fluorocarbon hook length. It's going to go out towards those trees over there. Hopefully not in the trees. That's it. That's exactly where I was aiming. Makes a change. Okay. That's the first one out. Second one's got a 15mm boilie with, again, a PVA bag with some boilies and pellets and another 3/8 lead. These are £1.75 test curve rods. So this one needs to go over there. That was maybe a tad further than I was aiming, but it's there or thereabouts. Right, that's both rods out. Hopefully we'll get a barbel. See you later. Well, it's now just going dark, nothing so far, so I've been fishing about 3 hours, no joy at all. The river is rising, it's risen a good 2 or 3 inches since I've been here. There's a fair bit of weed coming down, so I've had to move my tripod so I can drop my rods in pretty low, so the line's hitting the water before the main flow, which is where the weed's coming down. It seems to be working, so hopefully we won't get weed on the line during the night. So yeah, so I've just refreshed the rods, put them back out, and we'll see if anything happens under the cover of darkness. Hopefully see you a bit later. We might actually, have probably a bream. This water here in front of me, that was dry when I arrived. I stood there. That's how much the water's come up. Anyway, there you can see we have a bream. We shall just unhook it and release it. In fact, it's unhooked itself, I think. It has. It's unhooked itself. So we'll just put that down. There you go, Mr. Bream. He's a bit stuck now, he doesn't know which way to go. That's it, out he goes. Thanks for popping in. Well, something just shot off this morning. There's probably another bream, but could be a chub. Yeah, thought it might be. An early morning chub. There we go. There we go. Here's that chub. Ooh. It's £2.15. So just oh dear me, just an ounce off £3. There we go. Right, we'll let that go. There he goes. We have another fish this morning. Here we go, another bream. Another bream. Story of my life, a bream. Oh, he's got away. Oh, that wasn't very good. Well, how about that? He was in the net, he unhooked himself and released himself. It was a clever bream. Certainly saved me getting my hands slimy. Morning, nice cup of coffee. So it was a barbel blank. I did catch 4 bream and a chub that was just under £3. But yeah, disappointing really. The river rose are good, I reckon about 8 inches. There was loads of weed coming down, some huge rafts as well. I don't know where they come from, just massive rafts like 5 foot by 3 foot. So the river's not exactly raging, but anyway, they were coming down. I had to move my tripod because I needed to get the rods. You can see actually over my shoulder maybe. My rods are very low down, so I could get the line into the water quite close to the edge, out of the main flow, and that way they weren't picking up as much weed. But then I couldn't cast to the far side because then the line was still catching weed, so I ended up casting probably only about a third of the way out, just to keep the line out the weed. It worked from that point of view, and I suppose I caught a few fish, so there you go. It was bloody cold. It's August and it was 10-11 degrees. So yeah, it doesn't feel like August, it feels like autumn, to be honest. It rained till about 10-11 o'clock last night as well, so yeah, not pleasant conditions really, but there you go. That's my first overnight done on the Soar. Obviously, as I said, my ambition is to try and catch a barbel. It wasn't successful this time, but I'll be out again and hopefully one day we'll get one. Cheers. Hi and welcome to part 2 of my quest to catch a barbel from the River Soar. So, second visit to the river. This peg I'm going to fish today is just below a weir actually. I'm thinking it's been quite warm the last few days. It's been about 25 degrees today, so it could be a place where if there was 1 or 2 barbel about, they might just be here. So yep, so I'm going to fish here tonight, and the peg's quite difficult to get to. I've got to go over fences and through kissing gates, and so I couldn't use my barrow, and it's too far to walk to do multiple trips really. So I've got no bivvy, no bed chair, not even me jet boil, not even have a coffee in the morning with me submarine. So I'm very minimalistic. I've just got my chair, my rods, and I'll just have to sit on my chair all night. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a strange one. Anyway, I'm going to get myself set up and then I'll come back to you in a bit. Right, well, I'm all set up now, so I'll show you the swim. As you can see, the water's got white foam on it. That's because there's a weir just above me. Now the river is pretty low, and it's very shallow up by the weir. You can see the bottom. Now I don't have my deeper with me today, but I have done a recce up here before, and I put my deeper through, and I know there's a good 5 or 6 foot on the far side. So I think this is the better place to fish. So yeah, the rods are not fishing yet. I'm just about to cast in. I'm all set up. I'm ready to take a picture if I'm successful. So it's about 5 o'clock now, so sunset's about 8, so I've got a good 3 hours. There's no rush, but at least I'll get a bit of bait out in the next few hours, ready for when darkness descends. Okay, catch you later. Something I meant to mention is I've decided to change my rig. So I've gone with a combi rig, so it's got fluorocarbon down to a link and then braid the last few inches. So that's quite soft braid, with the rationale being the fluorocarbon quite stiff means it may be slightly easier for the fish to eject. This being very soft braid and with a little bit of weight from the link, sort of pulls down into the bottom of the fish's mouth. That's the theory anyway. I know Martin Bowler fishes for barbel like that, and I know a couple of other anglers who catch a lot of fish that use combi rigs as well. So I thought, you know, as it's difficult on the Soar and there are not many barbel, I wanted every extra edge that I can think of, so I've decided to change my rig. And I'm also fishing with semi-fixed leads as well, rather than running leads, with again the thought being semi-fixed means it acts a bit like a bolt rig and it's more likely to sort of put the hook home. So yeah, a few little tweaks just to try and help. So it's just dusk now, it's 8 o'clock, it's just about to go dark. So nothing so far, couple of line bites, but nothing, no proper bites. So I've just refreshed the rods, put the isotopes on both of them, got them back out, and hopefully once it gets dark we might see a fish or two. Hopefully see you later. We have a fish. Suspect it could be a bream though, unfortunately. But oh, maybe not. Maybe it's a chub. Yes, I think it is a chub. Let's have a look. Oh yes, a little chubby. Right, get that one hooked and we'll have a look at it. Here we go, here's that chub, £3 dead. Obviously not massive, but still, it's a start, first fish of the night. So we'll take that, not bad. Right, we'll get it back, get the rod back out. We have a fishy on a lishy. Probably a chubby. Probably a chub by the looks of it, yeah. I would say it's another chub. Right, well, another chub. Slightly bigger. This one's £3.11. So yeah, shot off actually, quite a good bite. Really went for quite a good early run. But yeah, nice fish. £3.11. Right, well, we'll get it back and get the rod back out. We have a fishy on the lishy. We have a fishy. I'm sort of assuming it's a chub, but yeah, it's another chubby. Another chub. Just for a moment there, I was daring to think it could be a barbel. I think when it got into the weed, it felt a bit heavy, but it's definitely a chub. Right, another chub. Slightly bigger than the last one. Ooh, £3.12 this one. So, yeah, nice fish. We're on a good run. 3.12. Right, we'll get it back. Just wish we'd get a barbel. Wow. This certainly went on a run and he's still pulling. This must be a barbel, surely. It is a barbel. I swear it's a barbel. Oh, one leaf. Come back. It's caught the other line as well, which is very annoying, but this way. Yes! Get in. It's a barbel. It's a River Soar barbel. Oh my word. Oh my word. It's a decent sized fish, I think, as well. It's a shame it's wrapped around that line. Well, not only have I caught a Soar barbel, but it's a big one. It's not that far off the record. Look at that. £11, £11.10. Look at that. What a lovely fish. A bit of grass on his nose there. £11.10. That is an absolute whopper for the River Soar. I may never beat that. What a fish. Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. Right. Oh, I better get it back. What a fish. We're in again. I think this one is more likely to be a chub though. Oh no, it's a bream. Quite a big bream, I think. Yep, it's a bream. I suppose it wouldn't be a night fishing session without a bream. Right, with that bream's quite a big fish. £6.2. Chunky old bream that is. Not what we're after, but still thought we'd have a quick look at it. Right, we'll get it back. This one just boom boom a couple of times and then stopped, but I'm just wondering whether there is something on the end of it. No. Where is there? Oh, there is. Look at that. There we go. It's probably going to be the last fish, I would imagine. I'm just about to pack up. Right, we'll get it back. Morning. I'm certainly a happy bunny after last night. So as I've said, I set out to try and get a barbel from the River Soar, and obviously, as you'll have seen, I was successful last night. Now, I didn't imagine I'd get one that big. I was thinking probably a 7 or 8 pounder. Did not imagine getting an 11-10. So yeah, really happy with that. I also thought it would take more than 2 outings as well. I mean, there's not many barbel in the Soar. Yeah, I really expected to take more than 2 outings, but there you go. This spot I did think was a good place for potentially catching a barbel. I have done a bit of research, you know, I have done a few recce's. I have been up here with my Deeper Pro Plus looking at pegs and depths and things, so it wasn't a total fluke, but even then, still really pleased to get that done. Also had 3 chub at all £3 and 1 bream at 6, and then that tiny chublet this morning. So yeah, so good night all in all. Really pleased to tick the box of the Soar barbel. wasn't great. I mean, sitting in my chair all night as well, that was a bit of a sacrifice to fish this peg. There's no way of really getting a bivvy up here, but even if I did, there's no space for it anyway. So yeah, pretty tired, didn't get very much sleep at all, just sat in the old chair, but hey, it was worth it in the end. I'm really pleased to get that fish. So I'm going to get myself packed up and get off home, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, maybe you could subscribe, and yeah, see you again soon. Tight lines. Cheers.